What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another segment of On the Clock. I'm here by myself. As you can see, doing a self-segment, doing one of these, let's call it a react video, something similar. And today we're going to be talking about Week 8 of the NFL. Today, currently, is Thursday, October 27th, correct? And the Bucks and the Ravens play tonight at 8:15 Eastern Time on Thursday Night Football Prime Video. Go check it out. And yeah, I'm trying to drop this video before it happens. Hopefully it does. We did kind of get a little delayed on the design and on the graphics and stuff, but here we are. And yeah, let's just get to it. Okay, so at number 32, I got the Houston Texans. The reason why I have the Texans at 32 is because their defense has let me down. In the recent episode 3 that dropped on Tuesday, it was a little late. I ranked them at 5. Their defense, top 5. I should have been specific and said passing, because the running defense has been abysmal. It's been trash. It's been garbage, basura. And, Davis Mills isn't the guy. He has not shown to be the guy. All these people are struggling and stuff. I'm just thinking here that the Texans should go to complete rebuild. Complete, like Brandon Cooks, ship him out. Whoever you can ship out. Maybe Laramie Tunsil, maybe. Even though he's got a really high cap hit, maybe. But rebuild. Get rid of Brandon Cooks, revive his career, let him prosper somewhere where they can win and kickstart a rebuild. Get ready to draft a quarterback, stack up some picks to build your future. Jalen Petrie's been working out. Derek Stingley's been working out. Help out. Kenyon Green's looking to be good, and so fix your issues, fix them. 31, we got the Lions. The Lions have been disappointing since that game against the Seahawks, when they dropped 45 and lost 48-45. Their offense has been a top 10 offense until the last 3 weeks, when they got shut out by New England, who lost to the Bears by almost 3 scores last week on Monday. The bye week, which I'm pretty sure the bye week whooped your ass, considering the fact that you got whooped by the Cowboys, by Dak Prescott, who just came back through. He did everything that he was supposed to do in the fourth quarter. The touchdown, the monster drives, everything. Fourth quarter, all of it. And you can't have that as a defense. Their defense has the pieces. Has Jeff Okudah. You got Malcolm Rodriguez. You got Aiden Hutchinson. But you can't, it's the coaching that has to put it together. And the coaching has not been able to do that. Your system hasn't worked. You need better pieces, yes. But your system has to do something. And it hasn't done anything except give Aiden Hutchinson 4 sacks. And make Okudah look a little bit better. Which I like Okudah. I really do think he can step it up. He can break out. If it's not now, it's going to be next year. I think he can break out. But that's just something you're going to have to develop further. And I see that the owner trusts the GM and the coach. I would trust them too. I just need you to get better pieces in order for me to believe that, with the pieces you can do something. Jared Goff's looked like a good quarterback until, again, the last 3 weeks. But then again, you have to show something. You have to. 30, I got the Broncos. Now, who would have thought, 2 months ago, when the Broncos had traded their entire basically farm for Russell Wilson, Drew Lock, Noah Fant, picks, Jesus, everything. It was a monster trade. And who would have thought there would be 2-5 and Russell Wilson would be struggling? Who would have thought? I know I didn't. I know you didn't. I don't think anybody did. Not even the announcers. No one thought that. Then again, I do think that he can pick it up. I do think they end the power rankings by the end of the year a lot higher, maybe in the mid-teens. But we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, if they don't win tomorrow, they're selling. They have to get something out of it. They have to. They have to sell at least one of their assets to get something that can help the team. I don't see how. It's a tough one, because if you trade Bradley Chubb and or Jerry Jeudy and or Dalton Risner and or other pieces that can help you win for picks, with Russell Wilson at the peak of his career, maybe on the decline now with that huge contract that you give him, you're not going to waste it, and you can't trade it because no one's going to want it. So you're kind of stuck with Russell Wilson for the next 4 or 5 years. And you're just going to get rid of the pieces. Bradley Chubb I can agree with, but Jerry Jeudy, unless you're getting a first-round pick back, unless you're getting something that can help you, maybe a first-round pick I'd take, but that's it. I just don't see how they can get better if they lose against the Jaguars. For 29, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kenny Pickett, his experiment. I think Malik Willis was the best quarterback in that class. Then again, that quarterback class was dookie. He did throw a costly interception, which, rerunning it several times after watching recaps, highlights, all that stuff, it's a dumb pick because you could have easily thrown it over him and that would have been considered a better throw. But you're trying to throw to Deontay Johnson and you severely underthrew him because Benogany was out of there. He was not even close. If you throw that over him and he catches it, if you overthrow it and catch it and he catches it for a touchdown, Benogany would be in a completely different conversation. He wouldn't be regarded as the game-saving interception, much improved, stuff like that. He'd be regarded as what the hell was he doing? Why the hell was he, 5 yards back? It's just a bad throw. But then again, he is a rookie, and he is in a new system with a bad O-line, so you can fix it. And T.J. Watt's supposedly coming back at some point this week or next week, so you can fix it. There's time to fix it. And this is a rebuilding season. That's what it tells us. The 28, I got the Panthers. They should be lower, but they beat the Buccaneers, so we're just going to give them that dub. They beat the Buccaneers. They made it look really good, too. They made P.J. Walker look like XFL MVP. They made him draw back the clock and do what he did in college, do what he did in the XFL, do all that stuff. It was amazing what I saw. Jesus, and running through the defense. 2 mediocre running backs at best running through that defense for almost 200 yards, for like 200-something yards. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And that defense did really step up. I don't think they trade anybody. If they do, maybe DJ Moore is the highest value you're going to get. I don't think Brian Burns goes anywhere. I don't even think they trade another player, to be honest. After that win, they probably have something in their skull, in their domes, that they could be like, okay, we're just a quarterback away. Because they kind of are just a quarterback away. They are a quarterback away, in my opinion. I think they can improve a little bit on the defense, get a better quarterback, and that's boom. That's how you do it. But we'll have to see. A lot of these teams are just a quarterback away, if you think about it. 27, I got the Cleveland Browns. Jacoby Brissett is not a starter. He's another Davis Mills-esque player, good off the bench. Coming up, subbing in, and giving you a couple touchdowns. But as a starter, full-time starter, I don't think so. And I can't believe I'm saying this because all the allegations and stuff. Deshaun Watson is needed in Cleveland. They need him. Obviously, the legal troubles are very bad, and the NFL suspended him, and they say that he's cooperating. We'll see. But the Browns without Deshaun Watson are doomed. And their defense has been lackluster as hell this year. Like, they need to fix that. Deion Jones barely helped that game against the Baltimore Ravens. And again, that is one game in a new system, so I don't blame him. I don't blame any of them. But you got to fix that. 26, you got the New Orleans Saints. I do agree with Dalton being the new starter. What I don't agree with is the fact that you re-signed Jameis Winston just to give him, basically bench him after injury, because that's technically what happened. You benched him after injury. Now, Winston can ball, don't get me wrong. It's just he's so turnover prone. He's like me and Madden, just throwing stuff, trying to fit it in the tightest holes, and it just doesn't work out. It just doesn't work out. You got to, multiple reads. You got to be a multiple read guy. Then again, they are injury prone on the receiver and corner side. It's like that one unit on both sides. The same unit on both sides are gone. They're just injured, and that's what's making them suffer. Because I think they'd be a lot better team, even with Dalton or Winston behind center. I think they'd be a way better team, mid-teens, if they were healthy. 25, I got the Jaguars. If they don't beat the Broncos this week, they're going down. Down. Because the Broncos are doomed, basically, for the season, and you just want to suck. Like, no. Doug Peterson's a good coach, I understand, and Trevor Lawrence is the first year, technically, of a good coach, because Urban Meyer was not the shit. And I'm going to give him some time. There are rumors circulating around as of today that Josh Allen could be a trade target. I don't think so. Then again, you could get some value off of him and upgrading the pass rushing position, the draft, or even free agency. We'll just have to see, because Jacksonville is not a free agent destination, so you would have to build from within. But let's see. They did have some marquee free agents, low-key, this year. Let's see what happens. The Colts at 24. Starting Ellinger, I don't necessarily agree with. You're paying Matt Ryan all that money, and he does get a shoulder separation. Yes, I understand he's been struggling, but so has the rest of your team. Your defense has not been as marquee as it should. Your offense hasn't been that good. You're kind of like the Packers in the sense that you only have one receiver to rely on. You don't give them any other weapons. And then again, they need to prove themselves. Alec Pierce has been doing pretty well. Paris Campbell too, finally not injured. But Like this year, get him a receiver, for example, like a rental receiver, Kendrick Bourne and Nelson Aguilar. See what happens. Don't invest too much. Maybe like a 6. See what happens. Trade something small and get something that could be productive, and you can kind of mold from there what the issue could be. But then again, the team has been very disappointing. I think maybe not Ballard, because across the league he's considered a top GM, nowhere near Howie Roseman, but he's considered a top GM. I think that Reich gets fired at the end of the year if things don't work out. I really do. He's taking accountability for his things, but I don't think the sympathy of that's gonna save him. But we'll see. 23, I got the Bears. They did beat the Patriots by 2 scores. That supposedly elite defense. It was a great win. I'm a firm Justin Fields believer. I'm a Packers fan and a Dolphins fan too, but I'm a Packers fan. And I'm supposed to be hating the Bears like I hate the Vikings, but I don't. Because I'm a Justin Fields believer. I've been a believer since college. I trust the guy. I think that if you let him play to his strengths like they did the last game, he could flourish. It's like they pick and choose when he can do what he can do. Other games are just like, okay, force it downfield, do what I want you to do. But some games it's like, okay, do what you can do. And look at what they did. They ran the ball down the Patriots' throats. Their running backs did really well. He did really well, and in the passing game, I believe in Justin Fields. I think they should trade Roquan Smith. I think they should get some value off him, maybe a second, first, one of the two. But I think they should trade him and kickstart a rebuild, help protect Justin Fields because that offensive line is atrocious, and build around the defense with the without the solid impact of Robert Quinn and with very little of very decent amount of Roquan Smith. They've been doing really well, so. They can be a lot better. Eberflus is a really good coach. That's probably why the Colts defense sucks, because Eberflus is a really good defensive coach. Really good. But we have to see what they do with Fields. I like Fields. I feel like you should keep him, develop him, and stop messing around with him. Let him play to his strengths. Help him out, as coaches should do. 22, we got the Vegas Raiders. They've been very disappointing. They're just very disappointing. I mean, you have Devontae Adams, top 5 receiver in the league this year, not really, but it's still a top 5 receiver in the league, regardless of how you look at it. You got Derek Carr, who is above average quarterback. I don't think he's a top 10. He's an above average. That's just me. You got Max Crosby. You got Chandler Jones, who's been struggling. Your secondary sucks. Your linebacker duo is pretty whack. Your defense has been whack all year. Crosby's been carrying that load. Your offense hasn't been able to produce, or it has, but the defense hasn't been able to carry. It's just very disappointing. Josh McDaniels is an offensive coach, but you need to fix that defense. Chandler Jones isn't doing the job. We get that. You're kind of stuck with that. But you need to fix that. One way or another, you need to fix it. I think if the defense gets better, they have a chance at contending for that division, because the Chargers I think they still do. Try to upgrade a piece in the try to upgrade your pass rush, try to upgrade a piece, get a member of the secondary in that defense, help it out a little bit, kind of add some pieces to it, and you can make it in that division. You can probably make it to the wild card position, because the Chargers have been struggling. They're injured as hell. The Broncos are not going to win the division. They're not even going to get close to the wild card unless they go on an absolute monster win streak. You got the Chiefs that are way ahead of you. You can contend with the other teams. So just focus now on the division, and then you can focus on greater things next year. 21, you got the Patriots. They should be higher, but the QB controversy is a big deal. Bailey Zappi should have started that game, in my opinion, against the Bears, because you have the momentum, and momentum in sports is a very big thing. I cannot stress that enough. I will start it now, and the thread will continue throughout the series, throughout this channel. It is very important momentum in sports. Momentum carries a lot of weight. Look at the Phillies now against the Astros. How do you think they made it? Momentum. How do you think they're going to win that thing? Hopefully momentum. Momentum does everything. And if you have an injured quarterback who's been out for 2-3 weeks, and the quarterback that's been winning you games has been pretty hot. Yeah, it's against the Browns and the Lions, but still, he's been hot. A rookie, 6th rounder, hot. And you don't play the hot hand, you're going to lose the fire. And then you bench Mac Jones after 6 pass attempts. Yeah, he's got 2 touchdowns, 6 picks, which is pretty bad. Sophomore slumps exist. People need to know that. They exist. They happen. Let it happen. Let them fluctuate. It's fine. But you have Bailey Zappi with the momentum. You keep that momentum riding until the momentum stops. Once it stops, you go back to Mac Jones. That's just how it be. But But Belichick doesn't do that. Then again, Belichick is to be trusted, even though they're not going to win the division, not even going to get close. They're going to be the worst team in the division, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinions. So let's just see what happens there. And the defense has been very disappointing. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 20. This is, surprising. I think Tom Brady should have stayed retired. I think a lot of people think that now, but I thought before he got back that he should have stayed retired. He's showing decline. He's showing signs of decline. You could see it. Then again, Mike Evans did drop that pass, which was a terrible drop. That's an easy touchdown that sets, again, the momentum. But as soon as that happened, the Panthers kind of like flipped the switch and they started winning that game. They just dominated that game. The defense has been regressing the entire season as the season has progressed. They basically shut out the Cowboys. And then literally as they kept going, they just kept regressing. And who knows what's going to happen. They do have old pieces and stuff, but who knows if they're going to keep regressing, if they're going to keep sucking. Who knows? The Packers at 19, it really pains me to say that, but Aaron Rodgers doesn't have any weapons. Reliable weapons at that. They're making a lot of mistakes. Tanya is not really a good tight end, in my opinion. I think after the 5 touchdowns that he had in like 2 weeks or something like that crazy stat that he had last year, everybody's overhyping him. I don't think he's that good of a tight end. It's probably what they're looking into tight end. I think he's a better blocking tight end. That's just me, though. The defense has been disappointing. The run defense has sucked. The pass defense has been good, but they gave up that touchdown to which Jair Alexander could have easily played low-key against Terry McLaurin and the Commanders. You lost to Heineke. You got pressures. Yeah, Rashawn Gary's out with a concussion. It's just a disappointing team overall. It's just disappointing left and right. And Gutekunst hasn't done anything about it. You need a receiver. You need a better piece on offense. You need pieces on defense. You need pieces, and he's not going out and getting them. He's upgrading the defense when that's just been disappointing to begin with. Quay Walker's been disappointing. We haven't heard shit from him. He's been bad. Devontae Wyatt, where he's producing, I guess. We haven't heard from him because nothing's been going on. You haven't been getting production. Stokes has been pretty bad. You haven't been getting any production, Stop investing in the defense. Invest in what you need. You have Aaron Rodgers in his last couple of years. That's automatically win. Top quarterback in all of football all time. You can't just waste his career like that. You can't. Gutekunst shouldn't be there, to be honest with you. If he doesn't get a receiver, a marquee receiver, I'm talking Jerry Jeudy, I'm talking Chase Claypool, I'm talking Brandon Cooks, I'm talking DJ Moore, and I don't give a shit about the money. You make it work because it's Aaron freaking Rodgers. If you don't get any of those 4 receivers, fire Gutekunst. Fire him because he's not doing his job like he should. He's not. Washington Commanders at 18. Taylor Heineke should be the quarterback, moving forward, even when Carson Wentz comes back. Taylor Heineke last year proved it. The year before, almost beat Tom Brady when he won the Super Bowl. Tom Brady, Taylor Heineke is him. He is him, and he gets the team. The team likes him. The offense plays a lot better with him. They expand the playbook, has been said. The defense, we're getting Chase Young back, not this week, probably next week or the following. It's getting a lot better. Things are trending up for the Commanders, in my opinion, with Taylor Heineke under center. That's the only way I can see it. Carson Wentz, boom. It just isn't working. Keep him on the bench. The money's already been wasted. Just do it. Look at what the Colts have to do now. They're basically paying twice. The Cardinals at 17. That was their best game against the Saints on last Thursday. That was their best game of the year. But I don't see how it works. They go against the Vikings on Sunday. I think they can beat the Vikings simply because they have those weapons. They have DeAndre Hopkins. They have Robbie Anderson. Those are really good receivers. I think that if Kyler Murray can get the ball there, it could work out because that Vikings secondary is very depleted. It's not depleted, but it's very exposable. The front seven is what you have to worry about. But then again, Kelvin Beachum and DJ Humphries have been really damn good this year. So they could upgrade at center. Maybe go out and get a Bradley Bozeman. But outside of that, it's really they can be trending upwards. They can go on a hot streak. We don't know though because Cliff Kingsbury is very inconsistent. I feel like if they don't make the playoffs this year, they should consider, because that division's been pretty lackluster lately. They should consider or at least have a 3 games over a winning record maybe. They should consider getting rid of Cliff Kingsbury. The Falcons at 16, they've impressed. Marcus Mariota looks like the right quarterback in that system. Desmond Ridder doesn't look like he's going to get any playing time. My only thing is, if you're not going to use Kyle Pitts the rest of this year, look into trading him in the offseason because you can get hella value for him. He's a first-round tight end. He's worth a first-round pick. That's simple. Tight end with receiver skills, with top receiver skills, you don't see that every day. So you gotta incorporate Kyle Pitts. Even if you're winning games without Kyle Pitts, you gotta incorporate him. If you don't, trade him. Get some value. Pick up on some value. Maybe you can get a Michael Mayer if you really want to get a tight end back or just whatever the case may be. And that defense has been okay. The secondary, highly questionable. The whole defense really has been questionable. Maybe the front seven have been a lot better, but still. The Chargers at 15, they've been injury plagued. It could be a lot better if they've been injury plagued. And I've seen Justin Herbert throw a lot of heinous throws, a lot of very risky throws. He's been playing a little bit worse this year than Tua, but it could work out. I can see the uptick. They did lose to the Seahawks, which is embarrassing, and their defense has been low key embarrassing. But they don't have Joey Bosa, so I guess you can give them that. I think they bounce back. They got Keenan Allen back. Mike Williams, they did lose, but their receivers have been shown to do better. If the injuries keep piling up, though, I can see them, and you should see them going down on this list. 14, the 49ers, they did get an ass whooping. They would be above the Rams if it wasn't because of the ass whooping to the Chiefs. The Christian McCaffrey trade I love. I obviously think they should get another defensive weapon, but outside of that, the Niners could win the division. I have the Niners winning the division. They're a really good team, and when their defense is healthy, they're an amazing team, But we'll just have to see what Christian McCaffrey can do if he doesn't get injured, if the rest of the team doesn't get injured. If they can stay healthy, that's a Super Bowl run we're talking about. Because what other team is there to be outside the Eagles and the NFC? Let us know in the comments below. 13, I got the Los Angeles Rams. Stafford's been struggling a lot. They were on a bye, yes, but Stafford's been struggling a lot. Cooper Kupp and Tyler Higbee have been his go-tos. Oh my god, I gotta throw the ball somewhere. Fuck it. Cooper Kupp or Tyler Higbee's out there somewhere. The defense has been very disappointing. The secondary needs a lot of help, especially the safety room. The linebackers have always been exposable. That was their worst unit last year in the Super Bowl. In that season, their linebackers suck. Offensive line is diminished by far. So any team that has decent pass rush can get through that. And Stafford cannot react to pressure this year from what we've seen. So, look for them to go down if they can't pile up some wins or at least some good performances from Stafford. 12, I have the Seahawks. Geno Smith has been amazing. There are talks about him staying as the QB1 for moving on to next year. I would say yeah, honestly. If he continues the same production, the completion percentage high rate, passer rating high rate, if he completes the same production for the rest of the year, I think we should look at him giving him another year or two as the Seahawks QB1. The defense sucks. Let's be real here. They need help on the defense. If Jamal Adams was healthy, I would have considered trading him. Jordan Brooks maybe could be traded. I don't know. You can look at trading some assets, try to help with the picks to help with the defense. Then again, they do have 2 first-round picks, a bunch of studs that they are from the Broncos. Massive up from the Broncos. I can see the Seahawks trending up. And if they keep playing the way they're playing, they could possibly win the division if the Niners don't do well or if the Rams don't do well. That division is pretty jam-packed. But for some reason, I don't see the Seahawks being the worst team in that division. The Tennessee Titans at 11, Derrick Henry's been playing a lot better. They've won a lot more games. I feel like they should be lower simply because there was no offensive touchdowns against the Colts defense. But that usually goes to show that Ryan Tannehill is just probably ending the edge, hitting the edge. And I don't know, Derrick Henry's carrying this team. If Derrick Henry wasn't there, this team would be a whole lot lower. They don't even have receiver help. Robert Woods, yeah, but that's it. They're solely relying on Derrick Henry, and you cannot do that. At 10, I have the Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins. Tua came back, had a sloppy game, 2 dropped interceptions, yes, but the passer rating stays high, the completion percentage stays high, and the touchdown passes, they rock. And I see them getting better. Their schedule just gets easier. They got the Lions this week, for example. The schedule just gets easier. I think they can make a playoff push. They don't win the division, absolutely not. But I think they make it to the playoffs, maybe as a 5th seed. With their record, their defense has been playing a lot better against the run. They can't do it. I don't know why teams have been abandoning the run, because the Vikings could have easily blown us out that game a week ago. They could have easily blown us out if it was for the Dalvin Cook running, as you saw in one play, it took 53 yards. Our run defense has been very explosible, but the pass defense has been so good. And even with no marquee pass rushers, we're getting pressures, which is awesome. The zero blitz has been working, but it's not going to work for long, to be honest with you. You need diversity. It's not going to work for long. We need help in the corners too. Hopefully Byron Jones comes back at some point. The Ravens at 9, Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson and that team. Lamar Jackson's been okay. He's been good the first couple of weeks of the season, but then he just regressed out of nowhere, and everybody caught that as a surprise. But it is what it is, and he does need weapons. Baltimore, go out and get him a damn receiver. He needs some help. Rashad Bateman's constantly getting injured. Mark Andrews can't carry the damn load like Travis Kelce or George Kittle. All these people can. Duvernay has been okay, better as a punt returner, as like a kick returner. He needs help. They don't even have running backs. He needs help. Get him the help. The defense has been lackluster as hell too. Get him the help. You need to win games with this team. Speaking of number 8, I'm just going to move on and talk about number 8 also. The Cincinnati Bengals at number 8. If the Bengals don't look like they're going to slow down, if they don't slow down, the Ravens are not going to get even close to that division crown. They're not going to get even close to it, because they can't stop. If it's not because they have Justin Tucker, they'd be losing a lot more games than they've won. It's that simple. They can't close out games, and that's what you need in the NFL. You need the ability to close out games. And then we go to the Bengals. What Michael Irvin calls them, BBC, the Burrow, Boyd, and Chase. That team has been playing a lot better. The Super Bowl hangover is not a thing for the team that lost the Super Bowl. For the team that won the Super Bowl, we're seeing it right now with the Rams. But they lost it. They have that fire in them. They were one play away from winning that title. If it wasn't because, the O-line couldn't hold shit. They were one play away. They know that. They got a chip on their shoulder, and they can get some help. If they get some help on the defense, it's just even better. It's just even better. You can't be afraid to improve. If you have the chance to improve somewhere, do it. If you have the chance to trade for a Bradley Chubb or a Josh Allen, do it. They're there. They're just a piece away on the defensive line, a pressure away from that. And the O-line needs to be a little bit better. But they're getting better throughout the season, so that's just really good to see. Number 7, we got the New York Jets. They've been really good. But now that Breece Hall's injured, let's see what James Robinson and Zach Wilson do. Because Zach Wilson, now it's the Zach Wilson show. Let's see what happens. If they're paying him to hand the millions of dollars they're paying him to hand off the ball, you can pay me that too, and I'll hand off the ball better than anybody else has done in the history of the NFL. I'd be the best, slickest, most coolest handoff guy you have ever seen. That's just how it be. But, let's just see what happens. The defense has been really good. Robert Saleh's a good coach. I've been saying that. They got the assets, right? They just need to build around that. But let's see what the progress they have now and see what they can build around in the offseason. This is a team that can wait till the offseason to build around. They're exceeding expectations as we speak. Nobody expected them to be 5-2. Nobody expected them to go 6-2 against the Patriots. Nobody's expecting that. But here they are doing it. Number 6, we have the Vikings. Me as a Packers fan, it pains me really bad, but the Vikings are just doing really well. I mean, Kirk Cousins is not the guy. He's not like, holy shit, blow my brains out type. He's the guy that gets the ball where it needs to be, and that's it. If there's a slight bit of pressure, overthrow, or whatever the case may be. They have the elite receiver duo in Jefferson and Thielen. They have the running back in Dalvin Cook. They have the defensive line. It's the secondary that's a little bit questionable. The secondary can get exposed, and that's their issue. They need the offense to carry, and that's what needs to be fixed. So, if they can fix that secondary, if they can add a piece to secondary, they'll win. They'll lock the division. 5, I have the Dallas Cowboys. Elite defense, absolutely. Michael Parsons, really, really, really well. DeMarcus Lawrence, too. Trayvon Diggs. giving up a lot of yards in coverage, but he's getting the PBUs and the INTs because that's what people love. But the offense, I still don't know, because Cooper Rush, I said, was going to get benched. I'm a freaking genius. But Cooper Rush did give him a better chance, and he did not play that sloppy. I mean, it was difficult. It almost looked like it was difficult until the end of the fourth quarter for Dak Prescott to piece up the Lions. It took him a while, you know. It's almost like he struggled. So let's see how it carries from there. But I would like to see that, but I honestly don't think they win that division so long as the Giants stay on their hot streak. Then again, they are bound to lose. Speaking of the Giants, number 4, we get the New York Giants. They're bound to lose at some point, just like the Dolphins were, and they did. They're bound to lose at some point, and I don't think they make it to their bye week without another loss. But here it is. Here we are, 6-1 Giants with Daniel Jones behind the center. I'm just like flabbergasted, you know, because who the hell would have thought? But here we are, and you know, let's let the GMs figure out what they're gonna do with those two, with him and Saquon, and see if they're gonna give him an extension, give him a 5th-year contract, a 5th-year option, whatever the case may be, whatever they're gonna do with them. Let's see what happens. That's gonna be off-season TV right there. Number 3, we got the Chiefs. They're on bye currently, along with the Chargers. Forgot to mention that, but they've looked great. Patrick Mahomes is making everybody around him better. He's making Juju look a lot better. And notice how Juju hasn't been on TikTok on the field and stuff. I don't know. I don't watch TikTok, but look at him not being on the field. You know, doing the little dancey dance. His maturity, at least from what it seems, has been helping him out a lot. And it's good to see that the Chiefs, without Tyreek, are prospering. They're doing really well. And they could potentially win the Super Bowl, especially now with the new addition of Kadarius Toney. Number 2, I got the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo. Josh Allen's easily the MVP of the league. Stephon Diggs easily the best receiver of the league. Bills defense easily the best defense in the league. You do the math. 1 + 1 + 1 = 1. The best team in the NFL. That's as simple as I can put it. The run game could use some help. If you trade for a Kareem Hunt, good Lord have mercy, you only lose because of coaching, and that won't fail you. So you'll win. You'll be a World Series. Always mistaken those two. You'll be a Super Bowl lock if you go out and get a Kareem Hunt, Cam Akers, not even Cam Akers, a Kareem Hunt, Alvin Kamara, whatever the case may be. You know, that's you're just one piece away. You're just a running back away. And yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles as our number 1 team of Week 8, 6-0, undefeated. Jalen Hurts looking like an MVP candidate, although I don't think so, because 6 touchdowns and 2 picks in 6 games is astonishing. It's like a touchdown per game. It's just average QB stats maybe. But that defense has been lights out. That offense has also been lights out. They can attack you multiple ways: run, pass, RPO, play action. You know the deal. They can target you anywhere, anyhow, any way they want. The defense, same thing. They can pound you no matter what. Letting the Eagles fly. You know what I mean? It just happens, you know. Like the Eagles, I don't see them losing for a while. That's how good they are. I don't see them losing for a while. Then again, they could lose this week because the bye week has its little like fritz where you're just like, you know, relaxing instead of putting in more work. You're just relaxing, and then you're like, oh my god, I lost. But the Eagles are stamped pat number 1. I don't see them changing that, even if they lose, unless they lose by like 3 scores or more. Then I'll be like, all right, Buffalo, I don't even care if you lost that game. You're coming out unless they lose by 30 plus also. And the Eagles remain number 1. 6 weeks in a row. It's probably gonna be 6 weeks in a row maybe. So that's probably gonna be next episode. The next time we do this next week, we'll see what happens. We'll see if they lose, they win. We'll see what happens. And yeah, that'll do it for me. There is more to come. We got power rankings for the NBA and the NFL. We got more trade videos now with the trade deadline coming up on Tuesday, November 1st, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. The NFL trade deadline. We got tier lists. We got debate episodes and more. Go ahead and do us a favor, like and subscribe down below. Turn on post notifications for new videos every week. And yeah, comment on put down in the comments below what kind of takes you guys want on our debate episodes, what kind of videos you guys want to see. Let us know what you got. Let us know what you think. And peace.